Okay guys, welcome back to our channel, and today we're gonna be covering something very basic. We're going back to lesson 1, which has to do with your stance. Okay, a question that I get asked frequently is if I should fight out of the southpaw stance, and the answer is it depends on you, because of the fact that in some martial arts or in some sports that actually make up the martial arts, they expect you guys to actually lead with your dominant hand, with the hand that you pretty much work with on a daily basis. So for example, in wrestling, they actually want you guys to lead with your more dominant, powerful hand. But in striking sports like boxing, they actually expect your dominant hand to be in back of you, so that way you guys could actually add some leverage when you're actually throwing that punch as a power punch. So it gets very confusing. So for example, in boxing, like I told you guys, your lead hand is usually your weaker hand, or the hand that you're not really dominant with. But there's some fighters that go against this conventional rule and will actually turn into either A, converted southpaws, which are fighters that are right hand dominant but fight out of the southpaw stance, or converted orthodox or conventional fighters, which are left-handed people, left-hand dominant people that fight out of the orthodox stance. For me, honestly, it depends mostly on what you feel comfortable with, or what do you feel is more beneficial to you. So for example, me, I like fighting out of the southpaw stance, but I'm not a southpaw fighter. I mean, I'm not a left hand dominant person. And there's been cases of fighters actually being successful being converted southpaws and converted orthodox fighters. So for example, the big converted orthodox fighters that usually pop up is usually Miguel Cotto and Oscar de la Hoya. And then converted southpaw fighters would be somebody like Vasil Lomachenko. Vasil Lomachenko is not actually a left-hand dominant person. He's actually a right-hand dominant person. And there's a lot of reasons why fighters decide to fight this way. But today we're just gonna kind of break it down, some benefits of fighting out of a converted stance and some downfalls. So yeah. So one of the benefits of being a converted southpaw or a converted orthodox fighters is your lead hand. Okay, so once again, all my life I fought out of the southpaw stance, trained out of the southpaw stance. So I'm a converted southpaw, and well, this is the stance I'm on today. So if I'm a converted southpaw, okay, if I'm a converted southpaw fighter and I'm a right hand dominant person, my jab is gonna be quite quick, right? Boom, it's really fast. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Right? Quick jab is important in boxing, striking sports in general. Another big thing in my arsenal, since my right hand is right in front of me, the right hook, right? Right hook, boom, right? I can land it. It's really fast, right? But sometimes what makes things hard for these converted southpaws or orthodox fighters is the cross. The cross, since think about it, most of your life you're doing stuff with your right hand. So you're riding with the right hand, throwing with the right hand, eating with your right hand. So your left hand, you really don't think about it too much. So a lot of these conventional southpaws or orthodox fighters don't really throw their cross, or if they throw their cross, it's really slow and your opponent is able to read it and counter or slip, right? If you guys pay close attention to the Manny Pacquiao versus Oscar de la Hoya fight, if you guys know basic boxing knowledge, you guys know that the right hand is a very big tool in your arsenal when going up against a southpaw fighter. But Oscar de la Hoya didn't really ever throw that right hand, and if he did, it wasn't as strong compared to his left hook. Okay, so of course there's other factors that actually made it even more difficult for Oscar de la Hoya to find Manny Pacquiao with his right hand. But I mean, Oscar never really threw that right hand, and if you look at Miguel Cotto and Oscar de la Hoya's knockouts or most of their highlights, you guys really see that the punches that really land, since they were converted orthodox fighters, is usually the left hook. That's why they had a very solid left hook, because that was their dominant hand. You guys never really ever saw Oscar or Cotto actually hurt somebody or really throw that right hand a lot. On the other hand, you have somebody like Vasil Lomachenko, which is a very highly skilled boxer. He actually navigates a lot with his right hand. and then once he's able to find the target, he will actually throw that left hand. Once again, he's also a converted southpaw. He's not a left hand dominant person. Nowadays, the last thing you want to do is become a one-handed fighter and get countered down the middle with a punch and not be able to throw a counter punch of your own because you don't know how to throw. You don't know how to throw your right cross. You get me? Because, for example, let's say like let's say once again, converted out of the southpaw stance. It was my first time fighting. I don't know how to throw my left hand, or I barely even use my left hand. Let's say I'm just jabbing, right? And let's say like the only tool I have, since I'm a one-handed fighter, I only got the right hook, right? Even if I throw this right hook, you know, and he actually knows how to throw his right hand, he'll counter me. Exactly. So you guys want to be, so if you guys want to fight out of the opposite stance, you guys have to realize that you guys want to be able to feel comfortable, be adaptable, and use all your tools, right? You want to be able to use the right uppercut, left uppercut, right cross or left cross, depending on which stance you're standing, and your right or left hook. So you guys want to be able to be adaptable to that style and actually use all the tools in your arsenal, use all the punches that are needed. And I guess another important thing too is that you want to be able to move comfortably in and out, right, out of these stances. But you know, like me, honestly, like even if I fight orthodox, which is supposed to be my conventional stance, right, I can't move that same way. It just feels awkward to me. But like if I were to fight or something, you know, I'm still able to throw my left hand. So you guys want to be aware that when you guys are fighting in the opposite stance, to be actually use your cross or the hand that you're not dominant with. So don't forget that. So yeah, anything you want to add? Yeah, so pretty much that'd be it. And that pretty much explains why Cotto and Oscar de la Hoya are known for their left hook, because you know their left hand was right in front of them, that was their dominant hand, and their jabs were so quick because that was their dominant hand. Did they throw that right cross? Yes. Did it land? Yes. Could it have been more effective if it would have been their jab hand? Who knows, man. We never saw them fight a southpaw. So yeah, man, that pretty much will be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys are gonna be conventional southpaw fighters or orthodox fighters, don't forget to use all the tools in your arsenal. All the links you need to know are down below in the comment section, in the description box, and that'll be all. Peace.
Still broke now, I had little bros, we were hungry, but we had nothing. Just a couple of cents, went to the corner store and got some bread. Split it between us three, moms got home, I will leave, hit the streets. Downtown Los Angeles is where I be. Downtown Los Angeles.